The judge looked directly at him and said, "You will pay her spousal support and give her the house. Actions have consequences." He didn't say a word, just sat there, frozen. His lawyer tried to argue, but the decision was final. The truth was out. The affairs, the fake business, the lies. Everyone in the courtroom saw his real face that day. The man who pretended to be perfect was finally exposed. When I first met Jack, I thought I had won the lottery. He was charming, smart, and funny. He opened car doors, brought flowers, and remembered the little things I said. He called me his queen and always talked about our future together. Marriage, kids, even retirement plans. He made everything sound so beautiful. We moved in together 9 months after meeting. He said he wanted to wake up next to me every day. At first, it felt like a dream. He made breakfast most mornings. He'd kiss me goodbye before work and text through the day just to say he missed me. He even talked about starting a business and said he was saving up. Everything seemed perfect, until it didn't. The first red flag was how protective he was with his phone. He always kept it face down. If I reached for it by mistake, he'd say, "Babe, privacy matters in relationships." At the time, I believed him. Then came the second red flag. He never introduced me to his coworkers or friends. He said they were private people and didn't like new faces. Still, I trusted him. Then the money started to act strange. Jack always talked about saving for our future, but he never let me see his accounts. He'd say things like, "I handle money better, just trust me." When I asked how much we had saved, he'd get defensive. "And what, you don't believe I'm taking care of us?" I began to feel confused and guilty, like I was insulting him by asking simple questions. Then one day, I caught a glimpse of his banking app. He quickly swiped it away, but I noticed something. The balance looked way lower than it should have been. I brushed it off. Maybe he just moved money to another account? I was wrong. The worst was coming. One night, Jack said he had a client dinner for work. He got dressed in a nice suit and left around 7 p.m. I didn't think much of it, until he forgot his watch, an expensive one I had given him as a gift. I figured I'd drop it off at the restaurant, just surprise him. That night changed everything. When I got there, I saw him through the window. He wasn't with clients. He was with a woman, holding her hand, laughing in a way I hadn't seen in months. My heart dropped. I didn't go in. I just stood outside in shock. Tears filled my eyes, and I turned around. At that moment, I still thought maybe there was an explanation. But then I checked our shared iPad at home. I remembered he synced all his apps once. I opened his messages. There it was, a conversation with her. They'd been seeing each other for over a year. She sent photos. He replied with, "Miss you already" texts. He told her I was crazy and controlling, that he couldn't leave just yet because timing matters. I couldn't breathe. Everything he said he loved about me, he mocked with her. That was the moment I knew something was very wrong. But it didn't stop there. The iPad also had access to his email. That's when I found bank statements and receipts. Thousands of dollars spent at hotels and expensive dinners. Even jewelry, none of which I ever saw. Worse, he used our joint account. He was literally funding his affair with my money. I knew I had to be smart. I couldn't just confront him with emotion. I took screenshots of everything: emails, texts, photos, bank records. Then I quietly met with a lawyer. She told me 2 things. 1, I needed to gather as much evidence as possible. 2, we had no prenup, which meant his deception could cost him. The next step was hard. I had to act normal for a few weeks while building my case. Every kiss, every "I love you" made me sick. But I played along. I thought that was the end. It wasn't. I even pretended I believed his lies when the other woman texted me. She found my number through one of his messages. She sent screenshots of him calling me the crazy wife. He told her we were separated. She was angry. Honestly, so was I. But we talked, and together we realized he had played us both. She agreed to testify if needed. Game over, Jack. When I finally confronted him, I didn't scream. I just laid everything out. The texts, the emails, the financial trail. He went silent. Then he tried to switch tactics. You've been spying on me? That's toxic. Are you really going to throw away everything over a mistake? Maybe if you'd been more supportive, I wouldn't have strayed. Gaslighting, plain and simple. That's when I served him the divorce papers. Fast forward to court. He looked calm walking in, like he had everything under control. But he didn't know just how much I had. My lawyer brought everything. Financial abuse, adultery, emotional manipulation. He tried to argue that he had no money. But remember those luxury receipts? That shut him down fast. The judge didn't need long. Jack was ordered to give me the house, to pay spousal support. And worse for him, the court noted his financial abuse as intentional misconduct. His mask was officially off. After everything, he still messaged me, said he missed me, that I was the best thing he ever had. I didn't reply, because while he was forced to move into a small rented apartment, while he lied to his new coworkers about why he split from his wife, I rebuilt. I took time for myself, therapy, rest. I even started my own business, something he always said I couldn't handle. Turns out, I can, and I'm good at it. A year later, I met someone new. No fairy tales, just honesty. He knows my story and respects my healing. As for Jack, last I heard, he tried to date someone else by telling her I was dangerous. She found my story online. Pretty easy nowadays. She ran fast, looking back. I always ask myself, why didn't I see it sooner? But I know now, the mask he wore was perfect. He studied how to pretend. But no one can fake everything forever. What would you have done in my place? Would you have stayed quiet longer? Or blown everything up the moment you saw the signs? If you've ever dealt with a toxic partner, tell me your story in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, betrayal, revenge, and karma, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell. There's always more behind the mask.
Il y a du cristal qui se fracasse contre le marbre. Une salle entière retient son souffle. Clara lève son verre devant 500 invités et sans trembler, prononce 3 mots qui détruisent l'illusion parfaite de la soirée. Vous avez ruiné mon terre. Alexandre Duval, l'homme dont le nom donne aux immeubles leur reflet d'or, la fixe comme si elle venait de voler son dernier secret. Silence. Puis, avec un sourire glacial. Prouvez-le. J'ai. Elle ouvre la bouche. Les flashs l'aveuglent. Sous les applaudissements fins, elle sait que sa prochaine action déterminera tout. Et alors, il pensait la connaître. Clara Moreau, originaire des coteaux de Bordeaux, héritière d'un domaine que la finance avait fait disparaître, est entrée dans l'empire Duval non pour être admirée, mais pour comprendre comment on avait détruit ce qu'on aimait. Mais pas d'enquête théorique, infiltration, diplôme en communication, poche pleine d'ambition et un manteau assez long pour cacher plus d'un secret. Alexandre Duval, l'homme dont la voix calme tient des armées de cadres et des vagues d'investisseurs. On dit qu'il négocie des pays comme d'autres signes d'échec. Quand il a racheté la moitié des vignobles de la rive droite, les Moreau ont perdu terre et titres. Clara jure que c'est justice qu'elle cherche. Mais Atari, la justice porte des gants de cuir et un air mesuré. Elle a pu approcher Alexandre, parce que l'Empire a besoin de charme et d'efficacité. Elle a séduit les salles de réunion, gagné la confiance de secrétaires, lu des dossiers jusqu'à l'aube. Le gala d'aujourd'hui devait être la fin ou le commencement. Un discours, un document, une révélation. Mais la vérité, comme le vin, vieillit dans l'obscurité avant d'être révélée. Et maintenant, où? Le premier affrontement a lieu dans le bureau d'angle d'Alexandre, surplombant Paris, où le soir transforme les immeubles en constellations. Les dossiers sentent le papier neuf et le pouvoir. Ils s'approchent, étirent une main sur le dossier qu'elle a posé entre eux. « Pourquoi avez-vous accepté ce poste, Mademoiselle Moreau ?» demande-t-il, la voix douce comme un vin rare. Elle le regarde, voit l'homme retranché derrière l'image. « Pour que vous regardiez la vérité en face. » Sa réponse est un laconique. « La vérité est rarement gentille. Il ouvre un dossier. Une photo tombe. Un vieux cliché d'Alexandre et du père de Clara, riant sur une terrasse de Bordeaux. Il semble complice, non ennemi. Le cœur de Clara s'arrête. Ce n'était pas le script. Cloche du destin. La foule attend la suite au gala. Les caméras se tournent. Les serveurs refilent les coupes de champagne comme des verdicts. Clara a préparé un fichier crypté. Une preuve qui, si elle est rendue publique, ferait vaciller Duval Industries. Elle le prend, ses doigts effleurant la soie de sa robe. Mais sur l'écran, entre les bouillets et les contrats, une annotation manuscrite. Protéger Clara. P. T et P.